Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Harmon Speaks. This is a special night, so I'm glad to be here, and I'm excited you're joining us. This is our 100th episode. I'm very excited about that. I know Neil is too. He was outside crying on somebody's shoulder about having to put up with me for 100 shows. But we got him up off the ground and brought him in. We're going to do this anyway. I have had a lot of fun doing these, and I don't slow down and show this video as a way of saying goodbye. It's not. I'd like to keep going. I have other ideas, other shows I'd like to do. So we will be back. But we are going to take a short hiatus. Neil needs a nap, and so do I. We're both quite tired, and we've got some things coming up we'll be telling you about a little later. But as far as the intro goes, what we're going to do tonight is show you some clips from the first 100 episodes. I hope you enjoy them. I hope you remember some of them. And I hope you notice that as the shows progress, that I lost weight, because I'm very proud of that. But anyway, we have tried our best to show the disability community here in East Tennessee with some dignity and respect. And we've met a lot of wonderful people that I think we'll remember forever. And I hope that you found this to be uplifting and positive. That was our point. We want to encourage everybody out there, regardless of what disability you may or may not have, to get out and live your full life and do things that make your heart happy. I'm getting the eye roll, which is an international indication that I need to stop.
No.
I'm just kidding. It's fine. It's fine. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoy the flashback, and I'll see you at the end of this. Thank you. Today we're going to talk a little bit about when and how you offer assistance to a person with a difference. Here I am with books. They aren't particularly heavy, but because my arm is short, they look a little bit awkward, I suppose. So I'm going to try to go through a door, and this is how it usually goes.
I got that.
Thanks.
Hey, let me. Here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Would you like a drink too?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Thanks. Now that was two examples, although a little exaggerated, of what we go through when we're trying to do something out in public. Now, it's not wrong to assume that if I have an armful of books, that a door may be a challenge. Yes, it probably is. I'm not sure tackling me is the way to solve that problem. What I would recommend is you walk up and say, "Hey, Gary, would you like some help with that?" Or if you don't know my name, "Sir, would you like some help with that?" And if I need it, which I may, I would turn to you and say, "Yes, I would appreciate that." And then nobody gets tackled and the door gets open. Today we have a special show for you. I'm going to introduce you to a friend of mine, Miss Mary Lou Shipstall. Hi, Mary Lou. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Gary?
I am doing great. Thanks for having us over. The fireplace is nice, but she brought no wine, but we'll get past it. Tell me a little bit about you as an ice skater, Mary Lou.
Well, I grew up from the age of 2 years old skating. I grew up in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and just started skating and absolutely loved it and kept going with it.
My viewers are not going to be able to help but notice that you're sitting in a wheelchair today. Would you briefly tell me a little bit about what happened there?
Yes. In November of 2013, I had a car accident, and I have a spinal cord injury. I was injured at the T12 level. I am a paraplegic with an incomplete injury, and so...
Would you explain that for those who don't understand?
Incomplete injury means I still have some movement in my legs. Okay. I can stand up with the aid of something to hold on to.
Okay.
So I've got a little bit of movement below my waist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But how about skating?
Well, obviously I can't skate anymore, but I still teach. I still get out on the ice in my wheelchair.
I think you're a reminder to everybody that dreams are very, very important. And I appreciate you letting us come down and see you today. I look forward to watching you skate. And you're a great friend. I really love you, Mary.
I love you too, Gary.
I've been getting a lot of questions about how does a guy with no hands and no feet drive? Well, the short answer to that is dangerously. But why don't you hop in and we'll find out. My car has no alternative equipment on it at all. I don't need a lift. I don't have to have pedals that are special or anything for the hands that is special. I am required by Tennessee law to drive an automatic transmission, which I have. I have driven a straight shift, but you really don't want a guy with one hand trying to do that. It just doesn't work well. And I have to have either power steering or rack and pinion steering, which I believe Hondas have rack and pinion. I'm not sure what the difference is. I don't know much about cars. There we go. See, we pulled out. Nobody's coming. We're all alive. Okay.
Now I do have a question.
Go for it.
Since you drive with one hand,
okay.
What about roads that are extremely curvy that sometimes require two hands? How do you handle stuff like that?
Well, you got to be good at it. You know, I just learned to use the wheel with one hand. The other one doesn't reach.
Right.
I mean, it just flat out doesn't reach.
Right.
So this is not going to work. I've been in vehicles where the seat is closer and I can do that, but it doesn't really help me. I can't get a grip on the wheel, so it doesn't really help. What I do is I am smart enough to slow down. So I drive slowly and just make sure that the one hand I have keeps the wheel under control. So I drive like I am now.
No Mario Andretti for you.
I do like to drive fast, but not on the curvy, wet road. No. I used to drive more dangerously, but I got old. I have children now, and I know they would really love to have my insurance money, but no! You have to put up with me instead. I made friends with somebody who was going to put me to shame today, and that's okay. I want you to meet my friend Carly Peterson. Say hi, Carly.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Carly.
Well, my name is Carly, and I was injured almost 17 years ago while working as a wildland firefighter for the National Park Service. I fell down a ravine and was paralyzed with what's called an incomplete injury from the waist down. And since then, I've gone on to just keep pushing forward with, I have two children. My son is age 13 and my daughter's age 7, and I'm very active in adaptive sports and do all kinds of things outdoors. So I really love just being able to move and get out there and use what I have to continue playing and staying healthy.
Good job. Good job. We're still with my friend Carly Pearson today, who's going to teach us how she goes biking. Here's her bike and here's Carly. I hope you enjoy the episode. That's amazing.
So this is a top-end Force R hand cycle, and it's basically just like a bike, but most of the gearing. Normally, if I'm by myself, let me back up so I can show you how I get in.
Okay.
By myself. So how I get in is I just make sure these are out of the way. It's very graceful, by the way. So just kind of plump down and then do acrobatics to get your leg over. And then have to get my straps out of the way, my feet in, which is why I don't really wear shoes because it's harder to manipulate that. So then, get my chair in the car. Bring that up over me. I'm not saying don't try this at home, but it is kind of one of those things you have to practice.
Right.
And you also don't want to push your chair a long way, or you won't be able to reach it when you get back.
Right. This afternoon we'll be talking with my friend Max. Welcome to the show, Max.
Hey, Gary.
Thanks for being here. Say hi to the people.
Hey, people.
Tell us a little bit about you, Max.
I was an ordained minister for a number of years, 17 years in Knoxville, at Fountain City Presbyterian Church. Got diagnosed with upper motor neuron disease. So the problem is in my brain, but it affects my walking and my mobility.
Now, what is this vehicle called that you use?
I nicknamed it the Demon.
The Demon. Can you drive this down your driveway?
No, I can't.
I don't know if anything could go down your driveway reasonably.
Pride is the company that makes the scooters, and they make a variety of scooters.
This is part of why we do this show, is to remind people that there are a lot of doctors out there, a lot of caregivers, and a lot of technicians that make it more possible to live in the world today than ever before. We're going to talk with my friend Farah, and Farah is, may I say, blind? Is that the appropriate word?
That's the appropriate word.
Okay, great. I didn't know there was a politically correct term for that. Is there any other terminology you use to describe?
I refer to myself, Gary, as a blind or disabled woman.
Okay.
They're not necessarily interchangeable because disabled doesn't necessarily mean blind.
Right.
But I use both of those terms.
When I took, one year I took my wife out to dinner for her birthday. My wife loves Italian food, so we went to an Italian restaurant, very nice little place, and we sat down, and the waiter came over to our table, and he kind of looked at both of us for a moment, and he turned to my wife, which is appropriate. You should get the order from the wife first.
Sure.
And he said, "Ma'am, have you decided what you want?" And yes, she did, and she ordered. And he stood there for a moment, and he said, "And what will he have?" And pointed to me. Now, my wife knows that I'm not going to avoid the chance to make him feel like a jerk.
Oh, yeah, me neither.
So my wife patted the table, and she said, "Honey, what would you like?" And I threw up both arms and screamed, "Pudding!" as loudly as I could. And I'm pretty sure the man destroyed his pants. This week we have a guest with us, and I'm going to let her introduce herself. Hi there. Welcome to Harmon Speaks.
My name is Molly Ridgway Anderson.
Here we go.
I live here in Knoxville, Tennessee. I have a nonverbal disability in which I cannot talk. It is called apraxia. Apraxia can come in various forms like any other disability. When I was born, I could not breathe. It is believed that caused the nerves in my brain and my mouth to not have communication. It has never stopped me from talking to the power of in different ways, like using assistive technology or using sign language. Most of my closest friends think I am the loudest person they have ever met, and I cannot even verbally talk.
Has anyone ever said something stupid about you thinking you could? Really? I think that's really funny. Yeah, and you walked up and went, "I can hear you, though." We're going to talk a little bit about where we are today. Hi, Lynn.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm great, and I really appreciate you being on the show.
Hey.
Tell us where we are.
You are at Shangri-La Therapeutic Academy of Riding, or STAR for short.
Okay, great. And that's in?
This particular facility is in Lenore City, but we do have another one that's in South Knoxville.
Okay, so two different facilities.
Two.
Now, tell me a little bit about what the purpose of this facility is.
The original purpose for STAR was to marry children and adults that have disabilities with horses
Okay.
to enrich their life and make them a better person and make them able to do things they never thought they could do.
Would you tell me what your, I don't know how to call it, what your difference might be? Other than the fact you wear orange in UT. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I am a little person. I have something called achondroplasia, which is the most common form of dwarfism, and in a general sense, having achondroplasia means that I'm short in stature.
Tell us about the books.
Well, before I'd like to, we go into the book Standing Tall While Being Small. Okay. I'd like to talk about this book.
Okay.
This book is called Charlie's Blue Boots. It is a true story about an event that I had when I at a young age, where I had to get my legs straightened out, and I had to wear these blue casts. When I at that age, my legs were growing bow-legged.
Okay.
And we wanted to get that straightened out.
So you don't have any problems asking people to help you at all?
No, I don't think there's any shame in asking for help.
I absolutely agree, and I think it's a really good point. Tell me about sitting in the desk in the school. I like that story in your book.
Yeah. Sometimes when I would be at school and I would be sitting in my desk, my feet would be dangling from the chair.
Right.
Kind of like the way they are right now.
Right.
But at that time, when I was trying to focus on the work, I would lose feeling in my legs, like they would fall right asleep, and the minute that I would get up, I would not feel anything. And
right.
But one solution that the school did was that they provided these crates in all the classrooms that I went to, so that I could have something to prop my feet up, and then that way I would be able to focus more on my schoolwork.
We have Miss Lori with us today, and Lori is with the Smoky Mountain Service Dogs Association. This is a non-profit, is it not?
Yes, we are a non-profit, local non-profit.
Where are you located?
Our kennel is located in Lenore City, off of 321. The service area that we help veterans is about a 350-mile radius of Knoxville.
Okay. Now, due to a technicality, we weren't able to go there and film the kennel, but we brought one of the best of the kennel here. This is our new friend, Hooligan. And yes, I did say your name. And Hooligan and I have become friends already. And he's going to show us a few things that the service dogs can do.
A big part of what they do is picking up dropped items. Keys.
That's incredible.
So keys are pretty easy. They're kind of big and bulky. He can also pick up a credit card. Left. And I'll show you that he can actually, if we were at a checkout stand, he can put it up on the conveyor belt.
Okay.
Put it.
That's incredible. Yes. A friend of mine brought this book to my attention a few weeks ago. I read it, I loved it, and I had to meet the author. So we're going to meet the author today. Not only is she a nice author and write about good things, she is the best grandmother on the planet. She has a shirt that tells you that. And I'm honored to meet Miss Wenda Andrews. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank
it's nice
so
to meet you as well.
It's my pleasure, and it's nice to do the show with you. I just have a few questions for you. First of all, I loved it.
Thank you.
I think I want to meet Kenny. I really like Kenny. He's a good kid. What inspired you to write a book about a boy in a wheelchair?
Well, I wanted to show it's so many different, we have so many different kids that's raised and don't know what the handicapped side of children are, the special need kids. So I felt like if I was write a book, then we could bring that book out to, I'm in the local school system around the county and system. So I wanted to bring the book out to the ones that were younger and coming up, and then they would not only just see them, once they do see them in a wheelchair, on crutches and different stuff like that, they would know that what those special need kids are.
Say hello to Julie Owenby.
Hi there.
Hi, Julie. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, of course.
And tell me who you have here.
So this is Riker. Riker's 4 years old. He'll be 5 here in a couple weeks. This is my little miracle boy. He was born at 24 weeks, has lots of medical conditions.
All right.
But he is all time my life changer, my world, the reason I get up every day.
Uh-huh.
You know, we're really lucky to have him in our family because, like, he brings so much to it.
Uh-huh.
You know, and a lot of people, we've talked about it over the years, and I say, you know, I have learned more about slow down, be kind, look at things around you because of him. Him being nonverbal has taught me so much about how to be a better person.
Today I'm going to be talking with somebody I am delighted to meet. This is Riley, and Riley has an arm similar to mine, but she had to show out a little bit and have fingers on the end of hers. Well, that's okay, Riley. I'll be okay. I really will. Don't worry about me. Anyway, it's really nice to meet you, Riley. Thank you for being on my show.
Yeah, of course.
But tell me a little bit about you. How did this all get started?
Yeah, so basically, my mom didn't know that she would have a daughter with one hand, because back then they couldn't tell. So what the doctors thought was that I just had a blood clot, and that's what stopped forming my arm. So I got tested for like heart defects, any blood defects, and I'm healthy as a horse, just having with one hand. And basically, I've never ever let it stop me. I didn't know anything was wrong with me really until another kid was like, "Hey, you have one hand."
Right.
Yeah, I have one hand. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. Don't you?
Yeah. So I've always been like really active in sports and school, and I really just do whatever I want to do.
Right. We're at a slightly unusual location today for us. We are normally trapped in a library when we do our shows. Today we're out in the world. We're in the Great Smoky Mountains, in the specifically in Cades Cove. And we're here today partially because it's fall break and we wanted to get outside, but also because Cades Cove has a new walking trail that leads up to the John Oliver cabin that is designed for people with disabilities to travel it. The only thing that concerns me, well, there are two things that concern me. It does go uphill a bit, not a lot, but a bit. And if you're in a wheelchair and you are personally pushing it, that may be a little bit of a challenge. But then again, I have no upper body strength, so maybe I'm just complaining about my own problem. I guess if you use a wheelchair on a regular basis, you probably have built up your upper body strength, so you're able to do this a little more. If you're wondering why I'm weaving back and forth, no, I'm not drunk. Neil's walking backwards. Tonight we have Victoria here with us, and Victoria and I have just now met, and she has cerebral palsy, which from here henceforth, if you are all right with that, I'm going to call it CP. Because I can't decide between cerebral and cerebral. So we're going to call it CP. And I thank you, first of all, Victoria, for being on the show.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, you are very welcome. We're very welcome. I want you to understand that when it comes to CP, I know nothing. So I want you to help me walk through it, because I suspect there are other people out there that don't know much either.
Well, I can help you roll through it, but I can't help you walk.
Oh, we have a comedian. Yay! That was beautiful. Thank you. Okay, help me roll through it. I can go with that.
Let's go.
Would you tell me who you are and who's that nice lady with you?
I'm Elliot Angela. I'm Elliot. I'm 7 years old. I love to play video games. I do what I want at home.
Oh, that's honest.
That's awesome.
My dad is like, it's like.
And what's your favorite food?
Beans and cheese and Arby's macaroni.
Beans and cheese and Arby's macaroni.
Well, that sounds pretty good. I'm hungry now. So he rides around in the coolest chair I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's a cruiser.
Yeah, I do 6.3 miles an hour.
That's amazing. That's pretty fast. Did you ever get a ticket?
No way, Jose.
No way, Jose. Okay.
They'd have to catch him first.
Yeah. You can't touch me.
Hi, everybody. We're in the kitchen now, and we're going to learn a little bit about how to cook and what we can use to cook. And I am in a foreign territory. Yes, I can eat well, but I don't know how to cook. And my wife would laugh if I tried. But fortunately, my friend Jill here doesn't know me as well, and she thinks I may be competent. So we'll see. I don't think I will be. Hi, Jill.
Hi.
You're going to show us around a little bit?
I sure
You
am.
have some implements here that I think are helping people with disabilities to cook. Would you give us a tour?
Sure.
Thanks.
So here are some items that are very helpful in the kitchen. The first one is this little stand. I don't have my phone with me, but you can put like the bigger ones hold cookbooks, but this will hold a phone, which is very helpful if you need recipes.
Oh, okay.
And you can keep that next to the stove. And you can talk to it if you need, hey Siri, look up whatever, and it'll do that for you.
I thought you were just FaceTiming with another cook.
Maybe. Yeah.
I
You
have
could
no
do
idea
that.
what I'm doing.
You could watch a video. Yeah,
Sure,
absolutely.
that'd be great. Okay.
And here are some assistive utensils that are helpful. These have the large print, so you can read. Because a lot of times they fade away as well, like the ones I have at home, and I can't see them. I have to put my glasses on.
Okay.
But these are very readable, which is very nice. All of these things you can find on Amazon, which is awesome.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yes. And these are very helpful for turning any kind of thing in a pan with one hand.
Now, I would love one pair of those.
Yes, they're absolutely great. And they come in plastic as well. And then all of these utensils are also great for people with tremors or have trouble gripping because they're bigger and weighted. So you can also find these on
May I
Amazon.
see how heavy that is?
Yeah.
The handle. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
But I like the way I can hold it. That's nice. I like that.
Yeah, they're great. One of our favorite things, if you can see this, we just got this. So this great piece of assistive technology. This is the Alexa show. And this is only like $45. You can get this on Amazon. This can do so many things. You can talk to people through this. You can FaceTime. But it's great for assistive technology because you can hook it up to your lights, and we have it hooked up to this microwave. So all you have to do is tell it how long to cook.
Okay.
So I'm going to put these refried beans in here, and I'll say, Alexa, microwave for 2 minutes. And she should listen to it. Alexa, microwave for 2 minutes.
There she goes. Wow. She had to think about it.
She had to think about it.
Hi, everybody. This is Gary Harmon. Welcome back to Harmon Speaks. We took a week off last week for spring break, but we're back at it with an episode I think you're going to enjoy. We're at a place called Riverside Coffee Shop in Lenore City, and it is a coffee shop with a very important difference. I think you're going to be moved by this story. Stick with us, and we'll go inside. Well, Angela, thank you for having us here at your coffee shop today. I'm very excited about learning about this, so I'm going to start off with some very general questions. Tell me why you have a coffee shop.
I have a coffee shop because I have a 20-year-old son with Down syndrome, and he was just sitting around the house way too much because of COVID and then school being shut down. So we just decided to get him a job.
Do they? One of the young ladies was talking about starting off as a volunteer. Tell how that works.
I do. So I also have what I'm calling my tier 1, and I'm calling them OJT volunteers, on the job training volunteers.
Okay.
And these are folks that are, I can't believe they don't have jobs, but they don't. So they're coming here. And these are going to be, these individuals more have physical impairments more so than cognitive impairments, and we are fully ADA compliant, of course. So
of course,
these young people are welcome here.
I did want to show you guys kind of what my prosthetic looks like. The one I wear now is a little different. There's a black wrapping around the ankle, and that's to keep it dry and safe, I guess. But the ankle itself is titanium, so if I ever jump out of an airplane, I'll die, but the ankle will look great. So I don't know why that's important, but it is. I love the feet, and the feet I'm wearing have this too. But you can see, look at those cute toes. Aren't they adorable?
Can you paint them with fingernail polish?
I could. But what kind of reactions do you get with your arm?
So one thing, I did a tour event recently this weekend, and I can almost tell right away when someone notices my hand.
Right.
You know, instead of looking at me and my face, that they're looking at my hand.
Right.
Kind of trying to piece together why my hand is different.
Right.
And I do try to I talk with my hands, just my other hand looks different.
Right.
So I haven't really gotten in any negative comments about my hand in a very long time. Most of the time people don't really ask. I think they think it's inappropriate to ask, and there are appropriate and inappropriate times, so I understand the confusion. But most of the time I just kind of see some looks.
Right. We are back tonight. We're going to talk to a brand new friend I've just made. This is my new friend, Jacoby Yarbrough.
I apologize if I'm not looking at the right camera. But yes. Yes.
Jacoby and I today are going to be talking about vision impairment and blindness. Which term do you prefer?
I personally prefer visually impaired.
Okay.
There are some folks who do prefer, just a simple layman term, blind.
Okay.
Because it does cover a wide spectrum, depending on, how you look at it. Visual impairment, some have what's called low vision, where they're still legally blind, but have enough sight to be able to maneuver, navigate, and things like that. Sometimes without a cane or white cane, some with. So it just depends on the person individually.
Tell me a little bit about Club Vibes.
Yeah, so as I said, I'm part of Club Vibes.
You're on the board, right?
I am.
Directors. I've read
I'm
your
a busy young man with it.
You are, yeah.
So Sue calls me her communications director.
Okay.
I manage a lot of the internal stuff. We, social media. We use a separate communication app, GroupMe, to communicate with members and things like that. So I'm gonna take a step back too. So Club Vibes, Vibes being an acronym for Visually Impaired Blind Enhanced Services, we are very much committed to being a resource to the blind community, specifically those that are students, I guess student age and student at heart will be a good way to put it. So we don't want to recreate the wheel. We just want to point out that there's this wheel, that wheel, that wheel, which, you got Firestone, Bridgestone, what other kind of stone is there? So,
Michelin.
And Michelin, exactly.
Right.
So, there's all, in life, there are all these different options, and a lot of times folks don't really know, or they just go with one instead of knowing what there is to choose from and to be better aware. So we are very committed to being able to provide resources and show folks that there are options to choose from. So,
and this is a question. Well, we've talked about it before, and I think you've talked about it on the show.
I've probably talked most of these things at one time.
How do you feel about the word inspiring that some folks use to describe people with disability?
It baffles me. Because usually it's used in a moment when I'm not doing anything inspiring.
You're just sitting.
As a matter of fact, I'm thinking back over the last 62 years, I can't think of much I've done that I thought was inspiring. People use the term too frequently. If what they're trying to say is, you're able to stand on those prosthetics and that looks odd, or I can write and I don't have hands, that's a little unusual. And if you get some inspiration from that, I guess I just have to say good luck and thank you. But nobody gets out of the bed hoping they're going to inspire people. My goal is to be human with people. I had a discussion at Spark about this today. I don't believe in that myth of the super disabled person. I don't like that idea that we have to somehow have dive down to the airplane to rescue somebody and we fell all the way to the ground and I broke my arms off and my feet, but now I'm good. I didn't do that. I wouldn't have done that. I'd said, bye, I'm sorry you're going to die now. And I would have not done that. And most of the people I know who have disabilities live very determined and beautiful lives. But are they inspiring? Maybe.
Yeah.
Tonight we have a great show for you. I'm really looking forward to seeing this myself. We have come to North Knoxville to see a group called Sunshine Ambassadors. They are dancers and they are lovely people. I have met several of them. I'm looking forward to seeing the dancing. They are led by Melanie and by Jimmy, who can't help his name, but they're wonderful people. And I'm looking forward to talking to them tonight and seeing what they do. And I hope you enjoy this show. Melanie, thank you for letting us come tonight. This is really a lot of fun.
I love that you got to see us dancing, especially practicing for something big like Fantasy of Trees.
Right.
All of our dancers have a blast.
Oh, that's great. Tell me a little bit about the group. Where did they get the name Sunshine Ambassadors?
So for a long time, we wanted to figure out a way to spread awareness about the need for programs like ours. So everywhere we went, people were smiling. So we just decided we're spreading the sunshine. And then ambassadors just came from ambassadorship.
Right.
And the fact that we're helping spread awareness and let people know that there's a need for programs like ours.
Right.
And that the kids need something, especially after school.
Right.
Once they age out of school, it's a lot harder for them to find programs like ours.
Right. If you think about children with disabilities and you say they shouldn't be doing this, you need to meet a few. Because this is exactly what they need to be doing. And we are going to dance together now. I think we're doing the hokey pokey. There's no way I'll get through this. Madison's going to try to help me. And I kept telling her I don't have a right foot to put in, but she doesn't seem to mind. So here we go. We're ready. Show me how to do this. You ready? All right, here we go. Hokey pokey and all right. Tell me what disability you would describe yourself as having.
Spina bifida.
Okay. And what, in a general term, is spina bifida?
Some people are in a wheelchair with spina bifida.
This usually happens pre-birth, right?
Right.
Okay. And it happens to the spinal column, is that correct?
Yes. Some spina bifida kids can walk.
Okay.
But mine is below my spine.
Okay.
So I'm in a wheelchair because I can't walk.
Okay. What other challenges did you face?
People making fun of me.
I was waiting for this one. Okay, go ahead. Tell me about it.
They would call me names. They would pick on me, say, you're stupid.
Okay.
It was just horrible.
And what did you do when they told you things like that?
I got my best friend to stick up for me.
Okay. That's good. That's a good thing for a friend to do. We are celebrating Mental Health Awareness Month again this year. And Michael's here to talk to us about the issues. Every time he's on here, I learn something, and I hope you do too. So let's get into this. Hi, Michael. How are you?
Thanks for having me back, Gary.
I'm glad to have you, buddy. Glad to have you in the chair. Thanks for wearing the shirt, dude. Look at this, man.
Yeah.
Check this out. That's awesome.
Every year, it's worth celebrating with even by wearing a shirt.
Yeah, I think
People will
that's
ask, tell me about that shirt. So.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. Because that's basically what I'm going to do. Tell me a little bit. First of all, tell me where you work. You got to plug the place.
Ridgeview Behavioral Health. The main center is located in Oak Ridge, but we serve Fentress, Scott, Anderson, Rome, Morgan, and Union County. So.
And other than clean the bathrooms, what do you do?
Oh, yes. Now, I am a good bathroom cleaner, I mean, I have to admit. I do wear lots of different hats in the agency, everything from coordinating events to supporting the strategic planning, the social media, grant writing, and press releases.
Okay. The pandemic's been over about a year or so now. How has the mental health horizon changed?
Yeah, you know, it's a great question because there's always this lag, I think, in data and statistics kind of coming out. It seems to be delayed about a year, sometimes two.
Okay.
But I think one of the byproducts of the pandemic is that it did sensitize people to being comfortable talking about things like anxiety, stress, loneliness, isolation. And that the result of that has been, as we've emerged out of the pandemic or are emerging out, people are more comfortable. It's a little less stigmatized than it was before. So we've come a long way, but we've got a long way to go still.
Right. I have two of the three people I love the most on the planet here with me today. Sorry CJ couldn't be here, but he lives in the great Northwest, so.
Oh, shout out to CJ. Birthday on Sunday. Turns 22.
Happy birthday,
Happy
son.
birthday, CJ.
But with us, to my far left is my wife, Catherine, and to my immediate left, my son, Nathan, and you know me. We're going to talk today about a trip we just took. We had the opportunity to go to Paris, France for a week, and we had a great time. We did a lot of different places. The reason we're bringing you this show is not just to show you the pretty pictures, which they are, but to tell you a little bit about, or to encourage you to get out and do some traveling. The world is not what it used to be, and I find people are a lot more accepting and a lot kinder than they used to be.
Our first day we went to
Versailles.
and what can you tell us about Versailles?
It's big and crowded.
And who lives there?
King Louis XVI.
And
before
the
him.
15th and the 14th.
14th had it built. Say hi to Drew Prince. Hi,
Hey,
Drew.
Gary.
How you doing, buddy?
Good to see everybody.
He's just a great guy. I used to teach with this guy when he was a student teacher. He was terrible, and no, I'm just kidding. He was great.
Had to find a new job.
He had to find a new job, but he got called into the ministry. He's been here at West Hills Baptist, and for me to stand here and brag on the Baptist takes a lot. But Drew's the greatest. He's one of my favorites I've ever met, and I'm glad to be here with you, Drew.
Glad to be here.
Tell me why welcoming people with disabilities is important for your church.
Well, we welcome everyone, and we take hospitality very important at our church, and that goes all the way to the big things like our grounds. We put a lot of time and energy into our grounds so that people feel welcome and they feel a sense of peace walking into God's house. That's a bigger picture, but all the way down to the details too, where we're welcoming to those people who may need something specific. Started years ago with a ramp around our stairs, and we've had other things all along the way. So when we have folks walk into our sanctuary, in the very middle aisle, the very first thing that they see is space that is available for folks who might be in wheelchairs or need extra space.
Okay. How many spaces do you think you have here for wheelchairs?
There's 4 pews that have been modified.
Okay. So on each pew row, there's about 2 seats, right? So you can be 4 on one side and 4 on the other.
And we have 1 or 2 at least every Sunday.
Right. Well, that's good. That's good.
This is my favorite part of the church because we have the mural that shows Jesus with children, and it says he took the children in his arms and blessed them. And I think anybody would want to make sure and have some diversity, and you see that, but as you go, you also say that we include someone with a disability. And that is just, I think, a wonderful, wonderful statement that our church makes about how we want to be welcoming to everyone.
This is Julie, and you may remember Julie was on our show about a year ago, I guess, wasn't it? A year more?
It's been a few years ago now.
2 years. I have no concept of time, and I'm sorry. She was on here with her son Riker, and we learned a lot about Riker. I'm going to ask Neil to post a picture or two of him to remind you. And let me cover the bad news first. Let me say that Riker is no longer with us, and that breaks my heart, because Julie with Riker was one of the most beautiful mother-child images I've ever seen in my life.
He was funny.
Right.
You know,
Uh-huh.
he loved to dance around. Like, he would dance around the living room with Mom in his walker. I'd have him walk to me as we would play music. And, you know, Safety Dance was his favorite song. And he'd just laugh so hard with that, you know. Certain cartoons that he would watch with his sister. Routines of holidays. All the, you know, all the things that you do with any child.
Right.
You could do it with him. It just looked a little different.
Right.
You know? So it's super heartbreaking when he passed away, because, like, he was my world. We were so connected that I didn't do anything without him. Like, our days would be, you know, our normal schedule of just being us.
Right. Well, I wanted to do this show because I was extremely impressed with your relationship with Riker. And maybe equally as impressed with how you've moved into more of an active role now, so that other moms who may have been where you were can get some help. I appreciate what you're doing in the community, and I expect great things from you. And I
To
really
honor Riker, you know, that's the thing. He's gone.
Right.
But what he taught me shouldn't just be in vain. It
Right.
should be used to help
Absolutely.
others, you know?
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I know I did, and I really enjoyed going back and looking. I hope you will join us when we come back. I'm sorry I can't give you an exact date on when that'll be, but if you'll hit notifications, you'll be notified when we do drop another video. Plus, I'll put it on Facebook and wherever we can find to put it. So I hope you'll rejoin us and bring some friends. We're trying to get this show to grow some. Please help us do that, especially if you agree that our start was a good one. I hope you'll help us grow. One thing I'm going to be doing during my hiatus from the show is that I am going to try to start a more eager speaking engagements. I've got an agent now, and we're going to try to go out and do speeches all over the area. Wherever you want one, I'll be there. I can get there. I am retired, so I have time to go. Please contact me if you're interested in me as a speaker. I would love to come and talk to your group. We can cater it around what you need. I'd like to come and talk, and I'm trying my best to change the way the world thinks about people with disabilities. Please help me do that and have me come speak to your group. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe, like, and follow, and hit the bell and all that stuff. We have appreciated you being with us for the first 100 shows. I look forward to seeing you in the second 100. God bless, and thank you for all you do.